Y'all know how we do it. We got a banger today, a bang, 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 bang day. I gotta be honest with y'all, it's another 9 piece and it's a lot to go over. Let me see. We got so much in the news today that I'm just like overwhelmed, to be honest with you. Every day it's a 9 piece. Every day I'm in here like I know it's not going to be, maybe today it'll be a little lighter. Maybe today we're not going to have to, go so long. Maybe today we can just show some puppy videos. Maybe we can just do something different than what we normally do. But no, 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 not with this current administration, not with the current state of what we're dealing with, and not with, it's Gotham City everywhere. We got the trains, we got postal, we've got airlines, there is nothing that we as a people are not dealing with right now. And all I'm going to say is, I'm just glad that we can survive and try to maintain. It seems as if anything that we make up in our minds today, automatically, it'll come to pass. Except for the good. Negative, easy, no problem. But for some reason, the positive is just so much harder to ascertain. So what I'm going to try to do today is mellow out, take my time, chill out with you guys like I always do, because when I come here, even though there's a lot of craziness going on in the news with people and stuff, at least you and I can get together and do what we got to do. Welcome to the bottom line. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. But y'all go on over to the website, drinkbigdrip.com, grab some merch, help your brother out. But in the news, we got some real deep stuff to cover today, because yesterday was crazy. We got explosions, we got people driving into people. We had a whole lot of nonsense yesterday, but we also got a lot of follow-up today from the nonsense. So, without any further ado, let's get into our title. Cybertruck bomber identified as Fort Bragg Army vet. That's him right there, y'all. This is the one that did the Las Vegas explosion in front of Trump's tower. That's him right there. Then we got, Matthew Allen Livelsberger. That's him. Then we got the other traitor, Shamoud Jabbar. This guy was the one that did the New Orleans terror attack. Coincidentally, both of them were at Fort Bragg. And coincidentally, both of them are U.S. military. Therefore, it seems as if that word has come into play. That word, radicalized. These two were radicalized. They were sleeper cells, and they've been sitting a little while trying to define and figure out what they're going to do. Sad point about it is they made their mark and they hurt a lot of people. The way that they went about it was traitors. That is when you turn your back on your country and you go against the American flag, everything that you stand for, and everything that you told your people that you wouldn't do. We also got the off-duty ATF agent who was shot and paralyzed by a habitual criminal. He's been identified. And FBI has raided the home of the former top cop commissioner, Jeffrey Madry, in the new case. We got a lot to go over. We got that plus more. It's almost a 9-piece banger, y'all. Let's get into it. And here we go. Appreciate y'all being patient with me this morning. Like I said, we got a 9-piece banger. It's not just one video. We got a video on top of sub videos that we really got to cover because there's just so much information to go into today.
Good afternoon. We are starting with the very latest in the New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans. 14 people were killed and dozens more were injured when police say 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar drove into a crowd on Bourbon Street. In the last hour, authorities finished sharing a timeline and new details about the attack. Investigators say Jabbar had rented the pickup truck on December 30th in Houston through the vehicle sharing app Turo. On Tuesday evening, he drove from Houston to New Orleans while posting videos on social media.
Now, both of these videos were rented on Turo. The ride sharing app, but that's the app when you can actually go and rent your own video. I mean, your own car to someone. And both of the cars, the Cybertruck as well as the truck that he was driving, was rented on the Turo app. Just so you guys know, is that coincidental? I don't know. Also, he drove from Houston to New Orleans. He posted an ISIS video on social media, and then he joined ISIS in 2024. So he basically was radicalized in 2024. He also has 2 families, not one. He's got 2 families. He's been married twice. He's also got children, and he does real estate. He was in the Army, and he actually was honorably discharged because he finished his terms in the Army. As you can see in the picture here that I got up, this is him in the Army, very young. This is him as a young soldier right here. As you can see, he's working on computers, and he's basically part of our defense. So this is one person that's in the Army that's actually doing this, and that's why he's being called a traitor. Because you do not turn your back on your uniform or your people.
Proclaiming his support for ISIS. Authorities say Jabbar joined ISIS before the summer of 2024. Now, FBI agents also provided more details about those 2 IEDs that were found near the scene and rendered safe. As authorities continue the investigation, they say they do not believe the public is in danger and have increased security ahead of the...
This is the part that I want to go into as well. Don't tell me that we are not in danger when that happened, and then you got the guys that put the IEDs out there. We understand that you're trying to make us feel comfortable, and we understand that you don't want to alarm the American people and the citizens. But either tell us the truth or don't say that, because we're not stupid.
This afternoon's Sugar Bowl at the Caesars Superdome. Nicole Valdez has more from New Orleans.
Law enforcement searched the Houston area home Thursday of the driver who intentionally rammed a truck into the crowd in New Orleans on New Year's Day.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack except for Shamsuddin Jabbar.
The FBI.
So who planted the IEDs in several areas? If you feel like there's nobody else that's been involved, then Shamsuddin Jabbar
has identified.
So this guy right here did not act alone. I might get in trouble for this, but let's be honest. He drove the car all the way there, then got the IEDs and planted them around. No, he didn't. There's even video of another person that was putting these IEDs around, and they caught the person. That's going to be the next video. So all I'm trying to do right now is get the information from more than one source, and then we're eliminating the BS as we listen to it, because we know better than to not fear and expect and know that we're in trouble right now. They're already here, and they're not playing, and they're really going after big celebration areas and celebration stuff, and they're trying to scare us, but our government would have us think not to do that because they don't want to give them the power to make them feel that what they're doing is working. That's not helping us. It's not securing us.
Identified the attacker as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S. citizen and Army veteran. Court records show.
My culinary school experience was really amazing because at first I thought it was...
Show he was divorced 3 times in the past 13 years.
3 times divorce. I'm sorry, I said 2. 3 times divorce in the last 13 years. let's just go towards saying that he's not in the best mood. He's not the most happiest man. He's probably looking for love in all the wrong places. And not only that, but he probably looked at it like, if I can't get my life right, I can't keep my family, I might as well go do this. You never know what's going to turn a person. You never know. And I'm not justifying what he did, but as you can see, his life is not totally all together. 3 different marriages.
FBI says the killer had an ISIS flag attached to the truck.
He posted several videos to an online platform proclaiming his support for ISIS.
So now you're going to say that he was acting alone, and then now you're going to say he posted a lot of videos for ISIS. Oil and water don't mix, man. Make up your mind. Why don't you just say that we possibly have a terror cell here that's started by ISIS and people should be careful? Still may want to celebrate and things like that, but you may want to be a little more cautious and pay attention to people, packages, backpacks and stuff like that. Pay a little more attention now. If you see somebody drop a bag off, make a phone call immediately. Do that instead of lying to us where more people can get hurt.
Authorities say at least 1 suspected improvised explosive device and 2 guns were recovered at the scene.
ARs and bombs and all that, man. But the aftermath was really what got me, like bodies all up and down the street.
Among the victims killed were 28-year-old former Princeton University football star Tiger Besh and Reggie Hunter, a 37-year-old father of 2.
This hurts. This is terrible. And like, we want as much justice for him as we possibly can get.
New Orleans police say they are ramping up their security protocols after the city temporarily removed protective barriers designed to block traffic.
Yeah, so you can't always think about having a party and leaving things open so people can chill out and hang out and all of that. No, you have to protect the people, and moving those barriers was probably something that, added to what happened, because those barriers may have prevented this man from getting the access. As you know, he drove around the police barricades and he drove around the police, and then he got on the sidewalk and basically drove these people and mowed these people down. Then he got out and started aiming and firing at people. I mean, crazy. But they got this other guy that I'm telling you about, that they said that there was nobody that was working with him with the IADs. So how is it possible for you guys to find somebody and have them come out of the house and all of a sudden, but prior to that, you're telling us that there's nobody else involved? What do you guys think? Do you think this is an act of one lone wolf? Or do you guys, knowledgeable people, think that there's more than one person that probably got something to do with this? Put your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Put your comments down there. I want to know what my sensible people are thinking right now about the possibility of this actually being a lone wolf. This ain't no lone wolf right here. Y'all know better than that, and we know we smarter than that. This is no lone wolf right here that did this right here. And this is the man right here that surrendered after all this was done. So yeah, no lone wolf situation, baby. We see what it is. Like I said, we got a 9-banger, so it's taking a little while because these joints are taking a minute to open because we got a lot to cover. So let's just do it. Let's keep getting into it. Come on, work with me here. Come on, Corley. Yeah, we want to see the man. Here we go.
Seen since we last spoke, please tell us.
Keith, we have our KPRC drone.
And that's how you use CRMs. Questions? Or you
KPRC drone in the area right now, and I just took a look at the screen, and it's showing a man outside of Samsudeen Jabbar's house right now with his hands up. It looks like they brought him out of his home. It's unclear his connection to him, but they have a man with his hands up, and SWAT is giving him commands. So we are monitoring that situation right now. We, of course, will give you that video as soon as we can. But behind me here, you can see that there are some SWAT trucks and police K9s in the area as well. The FBI and special teams have a perimeter surrounding Jabbar's home. This property here is behind his property. And earlier, I want to show you this video that we have. This is in the past hour, past 30 minutes. We actually saw SWAT bringing out some adults and children from a property here. They have been evacuated and moved to a command center nearby.
So the reason why they did that is because they wanted to make sure that just in case the person that was inside the house detonated something, that it couldn't hurt anybody that was around that surrounding area. So that's the reason why they created a command center a few blocks away. Then what they did was they sent people, you know, to go into these various homes and pull the families out, bring them to this command center to make sure that just in case there was an explosion or maybe some sort of a, you know, back and forth firing, that the people that were around could not get hurt in the line of fire. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? What's good, everybody? Good morning. God bless everybody that's here. We made it another day. We made it another day. What's good? Hit me with the facts. Y'all already know this monster. Craig Young, TM, stop with your BS. Top scorer, Kanye. Why are you streaming? Craig Young, multiple. What's up, my G? What's up, my G? Samuel DeBose. Hell yeah, it's all linked. Yeah, Samuel, it's all linked. Monster, doesn't matter what we think. What matters is the truth. Aridal Patil, you banging? No, I ain't banging. You're right. He did not act alone. He had help. Kenny Glaze. Jason said hi. Spencer said hi. God bless everybody. And let's keep it going, because not only did this happen, but we got some FBI raids that happened in New York of the former top cop Jeffrey Madry. They done ran up in his home. And yeah, right about now, Jeffrey Madry, he tried to retire thinking that everything was going to go away. But that's not what happened. What happened in turn is that they're sending now the FBI up into his crib, and they want to know, what's going on, my man? What's going on, my man? Let's see what's going on in your crib. So basically, if he had anything in his house, if he was smart, he should have probably got rid of it by now. But I guess he probably didn't expect that his home was going to be raided like this. So this is the home of Jeffrey Madry, the top cop in New York that you guys know that was responsible for giving $400,000 away in overtime money. And they found out that there's a little more going on than what was said. So they sent the feds in there yesterday, and now they ran up in there. They're taking documents out. They're taking all types of information out. They don't do this for nothing. You guys know that there's going to be an arrest or an indictment coming up. So now we've got the mayor who's indicted in New York. We've got a governor that don't know her ass from her elbow. We got a commissioner that's scared to go in the train station. And now we got the top cop who's being investigated for corruption. If all of this is going on and we caught this, what didn't we catch? What didn't we catch? If this is going on, what else? What didn't we catch? Because there's no way in the world you're going to be able to catch everything. Especially, and honestly, I thought that my city, and here I go being skeptical. No, not in New York. It ain't going to be able to happen here. You know, it's not possible. Yeah, okay. It's possible. And no one is immune, because like I say to you guys all the time, just like in the Spider-Man movie, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's the way that you wield that power and the way that you treat people when you have that power. You don't just use people. You don't just use it for the betterment of yourself, which is what Jeffrey Madry, what did they say? Allegedly was doing.
Following another developing story, law enforcement carrying out a search warrant at the home of former NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry, as well as several other locations. All of this after he suddenly resigned amid allegations that he accepted sexual favors in exchange for approving overtime pay. Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is live outside Madry's home in Rosedale, Queens. Darla.
Lauren, this is a criminal investigation led by the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District in New York, and this is a separate investigation from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. While former Chief of Department Jeffrey Maddrey stepped down last month, it is clear this case is not going away. On the first business day of the new year, federal investigators combing the Queens home of Jeffrey Maddrey, the once highest-ranking uniformed NYPD officer, now the subject of a departmental and criminal investigation. Thursday morning, Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch and
That's Jessica Tisch, the one that says she's scared to go in the train station, who I don't think should be the commissioner.
announcing Maddrey's suspension, writing, "At my direction, the Internal Affairs Bureau of the New York City Police Department is working with law enforcement authorities to investigate allegations against former Chief of Department Jeffrey Maddrey. On December 21st, Lieutenant Quantisha Epps, a 19-year..."
Hold on a minute, y'all. I want y'all to remember that name. Quantisha. Quantisha. Quantisha Epps. Remember that name. Remember her name, Quantisha. Because anybody named Quantisha, yeah, y'all already know what it is. It's something in the game.
Working with law enforcement authorities to investigate allegations against former Chief of Department Jeffrey Maddrey. On December 21st, Lieutenant Quantisha Epps, a 19-year veteran of the department, filing an EEOC complaint stating, between June 2023 and December 16, 2024, Maddrey exploited her emotional and financial vulnerabilities, as well as her history of childhood trauma, in order to coerce her into performing unwanted sexual favors.
Between 2023 and December 2024, Quantisha is saying that Jeffrey Maddrey involved her with emotional and financial, used her emotional and financial vulnerabilities, as well as her history of childhood trauma, to coerce her into doing sexual favors. Y'all remember all this now. Remember all this now.
Allegations prompting Maddrey to abruptly step down. A week later, Maddrey and his attorney publicly addressing the alleged misconduct.
Lieutenant Epps got caught with her hand in the cookie jar and is trying to deflect her wrongdoing.
The attorney for Lieutenant Epps immediately firing back in a written statement that reads in part, while his legal team...
So, all I'm going to tell y'all, and I don't need no more. I see what you're doing. I don't need no more. We got enough. Because we done made our point. If you guys notice, Quantisha had some information where she wanted to come and tell it all. Sounds like angry, I'm not going to say the rest of the words, right? And then when the lieutenant basically heard about it, she wanted to chime in too. But found some information on Quantisha. Facebook, Instagram, dropping it like it's hot, all that. Quantisha actually was in the newspaper last year. Why was Quantisha in the newspaper last year? Quantisha was in the newspaper last year because she was the highest paid NYPD officer of all time. All time. Why? Because she was making $400,000 a year with overtime money. So if Mr. Maddrey was using her and coercing her for her vulnerabilities because she didn't have money, maybe that $400,000 had something to do with it. The reason why she maybe was doing those other favors. Check this out. And this is all alleged. It's alleged because I don't want to get in no trouble. Because Quantisha might start coming after people now. This is that part of the show where Bugatti got to read, y'all. And I don't mind reading. But I got to let y'all see this picture. But let me start here. The highest paid NYPD employee last year ranked in over $400,000 doing administrative work, with more than half of her haul coming from staggering overtime pay. The Post has learned Lieutenant Quantisha Epps is a 19-year veteran with the NYPD Chief's Department Jeffrey Maddrey's office. What a coincidence, Quantisha. She pocketed an eye-watering $403,000 in the fiscal year of 2024, having pulled in $204,530 $453.48 in overtime pay on top of her base salary of $164,477 in fringe benefits, according to the city payroll records. So if Quantisha was being used and abused and allegedly for sex, I don't know. I might do something strange for a little bit of change like that myself. But I want to see what you guys have any comments on this photo. And don't go too hard because God watching. Don't go too hard on her because God is watching. This here Quantisha, y'all. That's Quantisha. That there be Quantisha. Y'all see Quantisha? That's Quantisha. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Hold on a minute. That there Quantisha. That is Quantisha, y'all. Yeah, you said it. I see one pop up before we even got there. It said no wig. That there, that's Quantisha, y'all. Shit, I got more hair than Quantisha. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Put the fact. Quantisha. And how they say it, y'all, God don't like ugly. Woo, God don't like ugly. I ain't gonna lie, now she pretty in the face. But ooh Lord, what's going up here, no gal? What happened them? Man, I see nothing upon your skull. Your bone dry upon your head there. What happened? Lord have mercy, Quantisha. That's Miss Epps. That's Lieutenant Epps right there, y'all. That's Miss Lieutenant Epps. And here go a couple more photos of her. It says La Quantisha Epps, 19-year-old veteran. Astonishing overtime. She was getting astonishing overtime. Miss Quantisha Epps. That's her with the wig on, y'all. There she go right there. Look good, I ain't gonna lie. But this is the perfect example of what happens. That's the picture that you see on Instagram. This is the one that you see on Instagram, y'all. That's the one you see on Instagram. But then when you get to the dinner, when it's time to go eat, when she show up for the meal, or you done did the do and she need to take the wig off after to take the shower, that's what you're looking at right there. Quantisha Epps. So that's what made me, just her name alone, made me go do some research on Quantisha. Because you talking about you got hit up and, but as far as your pay, she bloated a total compensation, even eclipsed her boss earnings by more than $111,400. Madry, who is the top uniform cop, that's the one that retired. He was making $292,069 in 2024, and according to the city records. Now that's still a lot of money, but she was making more than him. So my question is, because I was thinking like, how could she possibly make more money than him? And if he was trying to get at her and all of this stuff. So then I said to myself, you know what? He was paying her in overtime. And something happened where he probably stopped wanting to give her money and she didn't like that no more. And she went and told it all. That seemed like what happened with Quantisha. Because last year in 2023, she wasn't complaining. She was literally getting write-ups in the Post for being the top earner in the NYPD. Now, y'all tell me that ain't a story right there. Y'all appreciate the content because I love y'all to death. Please, let's hit these likes because we killing them right now. We are showing our butts. We showing our butts. We showing our butts. And y'all already know it gets even worse. Don't go nowhere. I got some more bangers. It gets even crazier. But all I'm going to ask y'all to do, let's turn these likes up. Can I get the 30? Can I get the 30? Can I get the 30? They make what lawyers make. That's insane. Great work. Appreciate that, y'all. We're going to keep going, y'all. Just bear with me because you see the computer slowing right now. It wants me to reload and come back, but I can't because I'm going to lose everything that's in the queue. I got to do this, but still rock with me. Show me some love. Show me some love because I'm working for y'all right now. I ain't asking for no money. Ain't getting nothing over there. Still a zero. So just all I'm asking for is likes and subs, and I appreciate it. Let's get back to more stories, though. This is fun. So what we got next? Okay. That was Quantisha. We already tore up these traders right here. Who we gonna get into now? Oh, off-duty ATF worker shot in Riverview. Woo, I thought Julio Fulio wasn't alive no more. But this fool here, yeah. He shot him. Shot an off-duty ATF worker. And it's not just like a regular shooting, but I'm gonna let them tell it. Check this out, y'all. It's not too cool, but you know, it's not. Let's see what's going on here with this. This is in
An update tonight, we are learning more about the off-duty ATF agent shot outside a Riverview bowling alley late Friday night. The agent underwent emergency surgery and right now is paralyzed from the waist down. Investigators say this all stems from a fight in the parking lot the agent tried to break up. Fox 13's Jennifer Vegla spoke to a former federal counterintelligence analyst who says it's an unfortunate outcome.
I feel bad for his family. I feel bad for the ATF people.
According to the Suncoast Police Benevolent Association, a Clearwater-based nonprofit that supports local law enforcement, it was ATF Tampa Field Division Special Agent Matt Murray, investigators say, was shot by 18-year-old Christopher Smith late Friday night outside this Riverview bowling alley. New court docs state Murray's wife told investigators Murray was involved in a physical altercation with 3 people. Surveillance video showed Smith running up and shooting Murray in the neck, then fleeing in a car. Smith was located at a nearby home 7 hours later and arrested on a slew of charges.
It's a very, very sad situation.
Court docs state Smith admitted to shooting Murray once, but after Murray punched him. Murray was rushed to TGH. Monday, the Benevolent Association said he's in the ICU with limited mobility to his upper extremities, and it's likely Murray will be permanently paralyzed from the waist down. Brian Boyd worked in the ATF for 2 years.
And they handle alcohol cases, tobacco cases, firearms, and explosive cases.
The ATF is an agency under the Department of Justice.
That regional office would be dealing with firearms violations. A lot of it has to do with international trafficking of weapons overseas.
And also focuses on explosives operations. Smith.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let that be known because somebody got, I'm not just like going to report on big news and news that's in New York and stuff like that. That happened. The man is paralyzed right now. I just don't think it's right. We got to show some love, show some respect because it's just not right for people to do the things that they do. On a little more jokingly story, which is not so funny, I got this serial burglar, and I'm talking about he's a car burglar. He has wreaked havoc on his entire city. And now because of sanctuary laws and because easy stuff and the way that everybody is now, he's getting out with a slap on the wrist. But you guys definitely going to want to see this. You're not going to believe the amount of nonsense that this guy has done. I'm serious about this. Watch this. I would not have put it in the queue.
San Francisco is dealing with the same old problem. Judges giving plea deals to repeat offenders, even over the objection of prosecutors. I-Team reporter Dan Noyes joins us once again with the latest on what has become a very familiar case here.
That's right. You know, Dion, if you follow the I-Team at all, you know the name Robert Sanza. He has a long rap sheet of breaking into cars and running from police. But in the hearing tomorrow on his latest case, a San Francisco judge plans to give him a deal and release him.
September 7th of last year, an SFPD undercover team spotted someone they call a known auto burglar, 27-year-old Robert Sanza, with a juvenile who was breaking into cars at the Palace of Fine Arts. Police followed the suspects into Oakland, where they had to use spike strips to make an arrest. Now, in a deal arranged by Judge Bruce E. Chan, Sanza is pleading guilty to 5 felonies: receiving stolen property, accessory after the fact, possession of a firearm by a felon, concealed firearm in a vehicle, possession of ammunition. Sanza has a decade-long history of similar crimes, including car burglary, grand theft, hit and run, shoplifting, and domestic violence. He's been on probation several times and reoffended, yet Judge Chan is giving Sanza probation again.
We were prepared to go to trial. We wanted to see accountability for a man that has continued to victimize people in San Francisco and wreak havoc on our streets.
Now, if I don't show this story, it's just like what everybody's saying. And it's going to be just like how the judge is taking it. Oh, it's not a big story. It's only a young kid, whatever like that. No, this is major. This is some major shit that's going on right now, because if he do it, a lot of other people going to wind up doing it. Come on now. This is real. This is crazy.
The prosecutor offered a 2-year state prison sentence during pretrial, but Sansa and his public defender turned it down. So, after tomorrow's sentencing hearing and with Judge Chan's intervention, Sansa could be out of San Francisco County Jail after less than 4 months in custody.
I have to say that this is a failure of the criminal justice system.
To learn more about Judge Chan's reasoning, the I-Team purchased the certified transcript from Sansa's change of plea hearing. Chan said, "I'm not here to satisfy what some media account says or what some people from some other state think should happen."
What I do like about what the judge did, and I got to give him credit, he said he's going to be accountable for the guy. He's going to make sure he goes to probation. He's going to make sure that he does all his check-ins, and he's going to make sure that he does all of the stuff that has to do with like drug testing and stuff like that. So if that judge is actually being accountable like that, got to take my hat off to him. So I'm not going to just beat him up. I'm going to keep on and tell you guys the whole story, but we're going to get into the next story. Let's go. I just wanted you guys to see that. And then the other account about the judge being civil, because that's how I would look at that. I would look at that as being a civil person who's actually taking my own time out to see what's going on. Let's get into the Cybertruck dude, because we got some updated information on him. Of course, we could have ran right into that, but I'm not like that. I want to let you guys know other stuff that's going on, because you're hearing about that everywhere. But this information, of course, is core information, and it's new stuff that we just obtained. So check it out.
A lot of stuff that is very useful for this investigation. As you look at this Cybertruck here, we had to transport this down to our fleet services so that we could really get through this thing. Now, remind you that the subject inside was able to be...
One thing I got to say, might get in trouble for this because it's kind of graphic. They got pictures of homeboy arm. They got pictures of his tattoos. It's nasty. They are identifying him by body parts and hopefully DNA. But the person that was in the car, they said that they cannot identify him because there's just not enough of his remains left. But they do have a part of his arm. I told y'all thought y'all was going to leave and it wasn't going to get hot. That's what you get when you leave Bugatti View / the bottom line. It gets real. Watch it.
Investigate a very long period of time because he was burnt beyond recognition. And so as we continue to move through this, I'm going to talk a little bit about his identity and what we believe, but I would like to highlight a couple of things that the teams found inside of the Cybertruck that are useful to the investigation. And that first and foremost is a military identification. We also found a passport. We found a Desert Eagle 50 caliber semi-automatic pistol. And if you'll notice on a lot of these guns that we're going to talk about here, they're almost just burnt beyond recognition as well. There's a SLR model B30 semi-automatic firearm, a number of fireworks that were still in the vehicle that had to be removed. Notably, we found an iPhone and a smartwatch, and then several credit cards were also in the name of our subject. Our subject is 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger. He's of Colorado Springs, Colorado, born July 22nd of 1987. Now, as you'll see here on a picture of his driver's license, let's see, the question really still remains for me, and I know that there's a lot of you folks in the media that are identifying this person as a person in our vehicle. As I mentioned to you already, his body is burnt beyond recognition, and I do still not have confirmation 100% that that is the individual that was inside of our vehicle. And so as I'm calling it now, the subject or person of interest, I will not come back until I have the confirmation through DNA or medical records that this is indeed, in fact, the subject inside of the vehicle. Now, further complicating this identification of this individual, we also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. One of the handguns was found at his feet inside of the vehicle. Obviously, in how we're trying to identify him, and I'm feeling comfortable to give you this information, is a tremendous amount of substantial evidence to include he rented the Turo vehicle. There are 2 tattoos, one of which was on the stomach and one of which is on the arm, that we can see bits and pieces of it as in comparison to what it is that we now know he had on his body. That has given us a lot of confidence that this is, in fact, the same person.
Yeah, Matthew Allen Livelsberger, traitor. Anyone that harms and go against his own flag and his own people is a traitor. What do you guys think? Do you believe that this guy's a traitor? Would you believe the same thing? Maxwell, what's up, yo? Iceman, what's up? Juvenile. Ray, what's up? Ton 618, who the hell is Jesus? I know him. I know him real well. I pray to him all the time. Hey, Dragonfly, how was your body burnt to a crisp, but the idea is fine? Good question, right? Britt, what's good? Philip, what's up, yo? Where y'all tapping in from? Yes, that was his arm. America, the new Il Rizak, Iraq, it was his arm. They accidentally showed it. You saw that, right? Absolutely, he's a traitor, right? 100%. Yeah, they were showing homeboy arm, yo. That's why I'm saying, y'all thought y'all was going to leave and, oh, he's only showing that thing about the juvenile boy. Nope, and I got more bangers coming after this too. Y'all gonna rock with me? Let's go. Let's keep it going.
As well as, which is clearly obvious, which is the credit cards, the military identification, the passport. And then furthermore...
Smart question that somebody said, how was the military ID not burnt beyond a crisp if metal, guns and stuff like that were actually melted? So this is when you got to take stuff with like a grain of salt and start asking questions. And that's why we come here. And that's why we get as much information as we can. And we figure out what we're going to do with it. Then we make our assessments. We don't listen to these people. We get as much information as we can. We don't get mad at Fox. We don't get mad at MSNBC. We get the information. And then we see what information is real. And then we research the information. That's how you get smart. Everybody in here, appreciate y'all guys. Come on with the likes. Give me a fist bump real quick if y'all appreciate it. All y'all got to do is tap the fist 2 times. Bong, bong. Quick fist bump so we can get back to the video. And let's go.
As you'll see here in just a very short period of time, we tracked his movements from Colorado to Las Vegas, and in a number of the photographs that we were able to determine, he was the individual that was driving the vehicle. And also, I'd like to iterate this point to you, we still have only ever seen him in this vehicle, and we're not aware of any other subjects involved in this particular case.
So what he did was he drove, and he was able to stop 2 times to recharge. They have him at both charging stations. Once he got to the last location, he went straight to Trump Tower and he set it off. He didn't even wait. He did not wait. He got there, did what he was going to do. And they say that he stood in the front of the location for 17 seconds. Then he detonated. Flames and the blast went up, didn't even affect the glass in the front of Trump Tower. One person ran off. I don't know if she got hurt a little bit, but he was the one that was victimized in this. And good for his Ross. Check this out. New York, it's not over. U.S. postal worker. She went inside the store to get a sandwich. Never came out. She got stabbed up, murdered inside inside the deli over on 145th Street in Lenox Avenue. Never came out. Never came out. This just happened yesterday. I was thinking, okay, I got enough news. Then last night, this came over. Had to do it.
Again with breaking news. A postal worker stabbed to death inside a deli on Lenox Avenue in Harlem. One person is in custody tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim live at the scene. Stefan?
Well, Sandra, during the last hour, we've spoken to a friend of this person of interest in custody, a friend of the alleged assailant. This friend says that this was self-defense. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let me take a step out of the way to show you where this happened. This is 168 Lenox Avenue in Harlem. It's that deli right there, and his postal cart is still sitting here on the sidewalk. According to police, an on-duty postal worker was stabbed. Officers responded to this location at 2:38 this afternoon and found the postal worker, a 36-year-old man, stabbed and slashed multiple times in his torso, arms, back, and neck. This appears to have been a dispute between 2 customers that turned physical. The 24-year-old person of interest was taken into custody. This person, we're told, has no obvious criminal record. We're also told a weapon has been recovered. Now back to that.
I actually know this postal worker too. So, and you can see how somber and how sad she's feeling. 24-year-old person slashed this and killed this person. And that's the post office right there. So they literally are right in the neighborhood from where this is happening. And it's an argument inside of a deli. This person went inside the store to get a sandwich and never came out. What are we doing? What are we doing?
A friend of the person of interest in custody. To be clear, she does not know what happened or why it happened, but she says it's not in her friend's character to have attacked someone without a reason. She says she wouldn't have hurt someone unless provoked. Let's take a listen.
This is just a bad neighborhood. What had happened, I have no idea because I was not around here. I don't know, but I do know if she said it was in self-defense, it was in self-defense.
It's scary. The man is on his job. You know, they come to my building every day to deliver mail. It's possible because I know the guys who deliver mail, and just like that, he's gone. It's very scary.
Now, this postal worker was taken to Harlem Hospital where he was pronounced dead. A group of postal workers arrived on scene moments ago. They are solemn and shaken by what happened. All they know, they say, is that their colleague went in to buy a sandwich in this deli when this altercation unfolded. Unclear at this hour what the weapon was that was used to stab the postal worker and slash him multiple times.
We're going to see if we can get into it and get the video. If I was able to see anything, I would have definitely pulled that for y'all. But, again, some of these things that I look at, it takes over me. Because you can just feel the pain, and especially when it's in the neighborhood that you're from. And like I said, looking at that postal worker's face, it was just like, and they work hard enough. I know everybody got their own words and what they feel about the postal system, but to kill a postal worker, man, that's going to get a sandwich. What, an argument bumped into him, something like that? It's crazy. And why? Why do we always resort to the ultimate? Let's kill. Can't talk? No way to have a conversation about this, right? We just got to go right to the weapons, right? That's what we got to do. We're not civil enough and we're not human enough that we can have a conversation. And it's always intimidating or you scared or you whatever like that. So it's crazy out here. It's crazy. Then we got an MTA worker that's a cleaner who was stabbed on the 5 line. And Hochul, the Jokel, wants us New Yorkers to take the train more. She wants us to take the train more, and she pushed that congestive pricing through to make it really go in effect. So she don't care about New Yorkers at all. Know that.
Afternoon, police now confirming an MTA worker was stabbed this morning at the Pelham Parkway station. I'm Saida Abbas. That's where we find News 12's Marissa Santorelli. Marissa has the latest details. What are you learning?
Yes, Ada, I was just down on that 5 train platform where all of this happened this morning. And I gotta tell you, the floors, the benches, everything was pristine and clean thanks to the efforts and work of MTA workers like the one that was stabbed just this morning. Now, officials and sources tell us that this was actually an argument between a rider and that MTA cleaner that quickly escalated and turned violent. Now, according to police, this happened just around 6 o'clock this morning when a rider approached a 47-year-old MTA subway cleaner on the 5 train platform here at the Pelham Parkway station. They say the two got into an argument, and when things got heated, the rider stabbed the MTA worker in the armpit. He was taken to Jacoby Hospital and is expected to be okay. Now, according to NYPD data, transit crime is actually up in this area, with 25 incidents in 2024 alone, more than double from 2023. Now, with that being said, many riders say they're still shaken up. They tell me they don't typically see violence like this around this area.
So now we got the Hochul that's saying that crime is down, and then the same day a lady gets burnt beyond recognition and she dies. And then we got all of the statistics coming in that actually validate that crime is up in New York in every category. Retire Holcomb and retire the commissioner immediately. Oh my God. What we got now? We got a suspect that was arrested after allegedly throwing 2 dogs off the Dog River Bridge. Now this right here, I didn't see this video. Why? Because I love animals. I'm actually have a GoFundMe. I want to retire I want to retire. I want to make a house with a little dog sanctuary on one side and a little place to just grow my food or whatever. And I want to rescue pit bulls. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to be putting together a GoFundMe just for that. Call me what you want. I love dogs. I love pit bulls. I love animals. So my ultimate goal, if you guys are interested, if somebody's serious about this, we can get together, build a sanctuary, get up out of New York in these crazy cities, get us a rescue going and save some dogs, live natural, and just have fun with pit bulls. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Call me crazy. But this story right here hit home because I love animals to the point where I donate to the ASPCA very frequently. So look at this right here.
Details right now on a story about 2 dogs thrown from the Dog River Bridge.
Tonight, an 18-year-old and a 71-year-old face animal cruelty charges.
Natalie Williamson working on this story tonight. Those two were taken into custody, you say, in just the last few hours.
Yeah, that's right, Lenny and Cameron. Robert Bryant with the City of Mobile Animal Services says they didn't have much information on the suspect after the dogs were thrown off the bridge on Saturday. But with the help of Mobile police and the community, they were able to track down the two suspects, DeVoris Gallery and Mary Rivers, in just a few days.
She wouldn't be good dog.
That's 18-year-old Tavorius Gallery, one of two people accused of throwing these two miniature pinchers off the Dog River Bridge Saturday. Police also arresting 71-year-old Mary Rivers, who was also let out of the Mobile 1st Precinct Wednesday night. It's a story that captured the attention of many within the community. Two little dogs thrown off Dog River Bridge on December 28th. Photos of this black SUV making its way around social media, getting thousands of shares, all to help identify the people responsible for this act of animal cruelty. The 911 call came in around 3:30 p.m. Saturday, after DJ Perryman says he heard a loud splash while he was at the River Shack, followed by gasps of people.
And we first thought it was a person jumping, and then we looked out and saw the two heads swimming and realized it wasn't a person, but that animal.
Police say these two dogs were thrown off this bridge, which stands 73 feet above water. Lieutenant Tina Zanko with MPD says she, along with Corporal Paul Lee with MPD and Lieutenant Bailey McDonough with Daphne Search and Rescue, were able to get the dogs quickly, bringing them to shore, wrapping them in towels, and giving them lots of love and care. Animal Services say the dogs are in good spirits and health, and being cared for by a foster family. Investigators say they were questioning people along Clubhouse and Alba Club roads Wednesday when a patrol officer spotted a vehicle matching the description of the vehicle they were looking for. That's when police initiated a traffic stop and detained Rivers and Gallery. Robert Bryant, director of Mobile Animal Services, says it shows just how hard people work to hold others accountable.
Okay, the end of the story is fantastic. I'm glad that you were able to experience that with me. So a great end to a terrible story. I wasn't crying, that was y'all. Anyway, it's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope you guys like the content. Please like, bang, 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 bang. That's all I ask for. Don't ask for no money. Don't ask for nothing else. But if you guys like, it will get me up in the algorithms, and many more people will be able to see that I'm on and that you guys like the content that I'm actually showing, and then they'll see it and it'll be in the suggested, and more people will be able to come over here, and I can get my money off YouTube, and I can keep on doing stuff with us. And once I do get to the level that I want to be at, I can really save these dogs and do what I want to, because I can't save the world. The only thing we can invest in is ourselves, the children, and the animals. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. I love y'all to death. Please come tomorrow. Keep on coming. Share, like the content. Go to www.drinkbigdrip.com. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself a 4-pack. Raspberry, grape, lemon. 14% alcohol by value. Big flavor, big taste, big punch. Big drip. Like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me today, I appreciate you. Get 'em! 1.